last year shifted into a DAO, for lack of a better term, in 2021. AirSwap itself is a simple idea that decentralized exchange is essential, and peer-to-peer swaps are an excellent approach, both for over-the-counter OTC trading and as automated RFQ or request for quote networks, both using the same protocols and both fully decentralized. AirSwap itself is owned and built by an open source, vibrant development community that is aligned on a simple mission to build and champion peer-to-peer trading technology. So what is it that brings us together? First, let's paint a picture. The metaverse that we've all been talking about is already here. A set of technologies that enables the virtual to become the primary reality. And it's full of missions. Missions coordinate collaboratives to build software, create art, play games, effect change. You can tune into and out of missions as often or as little as you like, contribute a lot or a little, while retaining full control over your time and attention. As you navigate and contribute to missions, you level up your skills, you earn compensation and achievements, developing your ever-evolving digital resume as an immutable record of the work that you've done. This is your portable metaverse identity, and it's uniquely enabled by decentralized technologies. So, how do we achieve this, and what does it unlock? This does mean good morning everywhere in the world, but it's more than a greeting. GM is a sign-on.
Good morning.
It is to say that you are online and ready to fly the winds of the metaverse. What do we need to get to where we want to be? We need missions that enable anonymity, meaning anyone can join from any place in the world using any identity. Meritocracy, that is power to the builders, the people that are actually providing value. Minimize trust, that is pleasant surprises only. And minimized friction to allow anyone to come and go with ease. And this is within the context of sharing financial outcomes, to actually come in, be able to do cool work with cool people, and to actually earn for your efforts with with minimum friction as possible. So what's helped me think through this, and I'd like to introduce theory in economics, which is the principal agent theory, which is also in other fields. But essentially as productive online communities, in our case, a principal is an entity that controls funds, and agents are those that actually carry out the work at the will of the principal. A principal can be public or private. The private, that is, anyone can purchase or acquire a token and participate in a vote that impacts the principal and therefore the work that's going to be done. Or a principal could be private. That is, there could be a multi-signature wallet of owners that are collectively making decisions for the principal. Agents are the ones that actually doing the work, are individuals or groups, also represented by a single or multi-signature wallet, which is how they actually earn for their efforts. Generally, you want your principal and agents to be as aligned as closely as possible to ensure that each is working in the interest of the other. And in some cases, they can be the same people, which is the case in our example. So say you are a group of friends that you have some developers and designers, product manager, potentially a marketer, community manager, and you can imagine a product or a feature, DeFi protocol, something that you believe is going to potentially generate fees, something that people will pay for as subscription. The group of contributors that are going to be building this piece of software can form a multi-signature wallet where the contributors are the owners, and in effect, the agents are the principal, so the interests are completely shared, which then, after you have developed the product and it starts to generate fees or subscriptions, actually streams to the wallet. Instead of allowing people direct access to those funds, you could introduce a collective assessment process that allows your group of friends for a certain period of time to weigh the contributions of each other And that weight would be used to claim a reward commensurate to your actual impact, which is very helpful for people, say that, you could have bi-weekly sprints or something, and this one's more design heavy, development heavy, somebody was offline or on vacation. So on any given epoch, you could actually have people that are contributing more or less. And so if you consider this minimum viable DAO, which is enabling anonymous people to collaborate on financial outcomes, then it's actually quite straightforward. At AirSwap, our setup is a little bit different. We have a public principal, which is a voting community. AirSwap was launched in 2017 with a token, and that token was at the time and is still used by market makers to announce their intent to trade certain tokens on the network. But now, by staking the AirSwap token, you are also able to participate in votes and contribute to the direction of the project. And we have contributors that include designers and developers and PMs and marketers and the like, all kinds of folks who are working on protocols and products to achieve our mission. In our case, we have incentives for both contributors and voters. Protocol fees are streamed into a smart contract, split out to contributors and to voters. Let's check out the architecture diagram quickly. So in the center, you can see maybe you can't, but there's a swap contract in the center where the trading protocol that kind of exists in the top left, all of the trades that go through the system actually are assessed with the protocol fee that go to a converter that converts the fees, sends to contributors for their contributions through a process facilitated by a tool called Coordinape by the Yearn community. And another portion goes to a pool, which is actually supporting the voting community for their time and effort in understanding proposals and voting on them and being a part of that process. And that is facilitated by a product called Codify Activate by Consensus and Snapshot on the back end. I believe we were one of the first communities using Snapshot. So, how do we actually stay productive? We have a structure that includes the ability to make collective decisions, bring on anonymous contributors. Our process for actually designing, developing, and delivering software includes 4 primary activities. The first is direction. Anyone can come in and actually contribute to the ideation and prioritization of work. Design, we have lots of brilliant designers that work on visual design, UX, UI, have done user research. Development, those who are actually building and securing our protocols and products. And delivery, those who are connecting and welcoming users, integrations, customers, etc., basically the outside world. When a newcomer joins our community or drops into the Discord or checks out the website, you can actually select one or more of these activities to get looped into that cycle. And it all starts with a swap. So AirSwap was, I believe, the first token swapping UI before the influx in the last few years, but it has remained so, and we continue to iterate on it. The community, since launching the DAO, has actually produced the most recent version of the protocols, V3, just a couple of months ago, and a new primary website that is the center of new feature development.
Yo, my loves, we are late.
So there's
too
all
late.
kinds of new stuff coming out now, which is great.
Just too late.
Behind the scenes, or rather directly in front, we actually found a cool tool called Gather, which allows different teams to kind of drop into a space and like hang out around a table and chat about what we're working on, just like you would in an office, which has been really cool. But I think this actually emphasizes the idea that productive teams actually do have kind of a comfortable size. And on the left, I believe, is a developer sync. On the right, I think, is a delivery sync between 8 and 10 folks coming in at any given time. I think that actually, structurally for us in the future, these groups would actually establish their own private principal that is the developer squad would kind of have their own multi-sig wallet. They would actually be able to make their own decisions about how their funds are used. And they would be able to enlist not just themselves as first-party contributors or agents, but also third parties. So we would include the public principal that we have, which is driven by token holders, and potentially 2 private principals for each main contributor group. So, how's it been going? Since the launch last year, the network has seen over 1.8 billion in volume, with over 1.86 million in protocol fees distributed to participants in the decentralized governance process and to contributors. 50 plus proposals have been implemented by 30 plus contributors, maybe more, with entirely new protocols and gorgeous new products that have been built and delivered. Has been recognized by the St. Louis Fed as the leading peer-to-peer trading protocol, the MIT Technology Review as a protocol designed to survive, and the Stanford Journal on Blockchain Law and Policy. So, with our current setup, we've been able to achieve a lot, and
including time.
Foresee many bright years ahead.
Bright years. Not that many left.
The door is always open.
The door is
closing.
closing.
You to come by, drop us a GM.
It's closing.
Let's build something that's entirely and uniquely enabled by decentralized technologies. I personally believe that what we're working on is very important in terms of the actual peer-to-peer trading infrastructure and the tooling and protocols that we're building, but also the way that we work and the designs of the systems that are enabling us to collect all kinds of people around the world to share an mission and collectively reap the rewards. So we may end up unlocking together a torrent of creativity and may even find a new life form. Thank you.
No, never go to Discord. No, no, no. Big no. No Discords. My computer is slowing down. I need to charge it. So is that a sign that we're gonna turn it off or move on to the next video? So cute. Nothing. Look, nothing's left.
My name is Don Masitis. I am a founder and contributor at AirSwap. This afternoon, I'll be talking about the current setup we have.
Just realized we heard it already.
Low average programmer. Yeah, so how's everyone going? Yeah, sick. Welcome to Tales from MEV Land, or how a below average programmer found his way into searching. I want to clarify, by searching I mean MEV searching, or searching for opportunities or value extraction opportunities on Ethereum or any other L2s.
Cosmos.
So a little bit background, I'm just an average curious guy who happens to code. I'm currently suffering from jet lag, so I apologize if I mess up some words. And English is my second language as well, so you can check out my Twitter, my GitHub, and my website, libevm.com. I kind of like to think myself as, the left curve. If you have to graph like IQ distributions, I would kind of be on like the left side. I've met a lot of my friends, they're really smart people, probably on the mid to high curve, but they don't execute. They think too much, they don't execute. So that's like my little pet peeve with them. But overall, that is probably where I stand. I know where I stand in this hierarchy, if you will. The point of showing you that thing is that if I can do it, you can do it too. If I can extract value from Ethereum, you can extract value from Ethereum too. This is not a very technical game. It's just a mind game, if you will. Whew. All right, story time. Let's head back to DeFi 2020, the DeFi Summit 2020, where things was a little bit more optimistic. We had, Yam, we had the food farming seasons, DeFi Summit 2020, the Yam emoji was on full force. You would see it on Twitter everywhere. We would have like 4-digit APY yields, APR yields, not APY.
Let's see the status. I mean, I'm definitely getting somewhere. Pending. $2 and 4 minutes, like, it's too long. Yo, YouTube.